Hey folks, Kilt-Man here, Kilt-Man at your service. 'Tis breakfast time. Join me in the conservatory for the morning cup of Java. Tastes just like whiskey to me. Aye? How are you all? Hope you're doing very well. Yes, I'm wearing Mary Shelley's Frankenstein t-shirt. Actually, not a bad one, just found this upstairs. Yeah, look at the back, look at the back. Can you see that? Be warned, or something. Oh. And the reason why I'm wearing this is because there is a line in Mary Shelley's Frankenstein which is evil stitched to evil, about the creation of the monster. And it ties in with what I'm going to show you right now, which has nothing to do with Frankenstein's monster, or Frankenstein, or Mary Shelley. It's completely different, but it's still evil stitched to evil. It is a mask, but it's a bit of an unusual mask. And I got it purely because I thought, wow, that looks friggin' hideous and really, ugh. And I think you'll agree. That looks really obscene, doesn't it? Rising from... Look at that! Oh no. It's the Joker! Ooh. This particular Joker mask, or this particular image, is from the comic book run, a death of the family. Not Batman, a death in the family, which is about the death of Robin at his hands. It's actually a different story altogether, where I've not got it, but I do know of it. I used to be an avid collector of all the Batman graphic novels, and but because they become very, very samey. I mean, I love the whole detective angle to it, and I love the violence. I love Batman. I love the darkness of Gotham. But when you're fighting the Joker endlessly, and they keep putting him away in Arkham Asylum, he keeps getting out. It's just endless, the same bloody thing. So kind of stopped getting it. But I don't like the extended family, which is the family of the title, because the family, Batman's family, is obviously Alfred Pennywise, Commissioner Gordon, Batgirl, Nightwing, Robin, whichever Robin he's got at the particular time. And the scheme that this guy, as ever, because he reckons that Batman's got boring because he's got like a family around him, he's got a team. It was much more fun when it was just him and the bats going up against each other, matching wits. So his scheme is to take out all of Batman's family. And he does warn him, I know who they are and I'm going to get him, And it goes on. But the thing is, this is set a year after he disappeared. And what he's done in the meantime, he had his face literally cut off in Arkham Asylum. Was it in Arkham or was it somewhere else? I don't know. Yeah, I think so. It was ripped off by some demented surgeon, and it was nailed to his cell wall, and it was meant to signify a rebirth. He was going to become somebody else, something else, like the cocoon had been shaken off. But a year later, when he comes back to reenact this new, nefarious, fiendish master plan, he stitches his face back on, and rather haphazardly as well. Look at it. And this is exactly how he looks in the comic. And it is, that rictus grin is there for all to behold. And lots of Frank from Hellraiser style flayed flesh and viscera on show. You can see around there. As you can see, it's only a face mask. And it is held on. But then again, that's how it would be, because his face was ripped off. So he has cobbled it together in flaps and bits of Leatherface style stitching and clasps and grips to anchor it to his skinned face. He's put the remnants back on, so it would be strapped on. So I presume that is how it actually sort of looks in the movie. I don't know. In the movie, in the comic, because I've not got it. But I have seen images of that face in comic book panels, and it does look remarkably similar. There was another version of this released alongside, it was a kind of collector's package of the collected run of Death of the Family, and it was a latex mask of this, and it doesn't look anywhere near as good. And looking at reviews of it, people were they said, oh, it looks okay, but it's not the best. but people do seem to unanimously adore this version, and this is made out of resin. Now you're thinking, that's not going to be very comfortable to wear, is it, Kilt-Man? No, it isn't. But very thoughtfully, they have packed the inside with this softened, sort of moulded meshwork, spongy meshwork, to try and keep your face from getting completely bludgeoned. But I haven't really worn this, so I don't know. Now, if you look, we have one of these upside down T-straps, and we have these little leather patches here. It's wired in on each side, wired in at the top as well. But we have these pins and grips and wires, because he's obviously, if your trademark is your smile, then you don't want a flayed smile to let things down now, do you? To have your advertising campaign, drooping. So he's got these hooks, again, very Hellraiser style, to rip this up and hold it in position. And it is truly horrific, and it's also to signify that if he's going to do this to his own face, then there's no stopping him. His depravity knows no bounds. Really, now the shackles, if ever there were any, are completely off. But I've not read how the story transpires, but I think you can pretty much guess that he won't succeed. Batman will win, and he won't die either. He'll probably disappear like off the Reichenbach Falls, like Moriarty, only to reappear in another guise elsewhere, somewhere down the line. But I think you'll agree that is one fascinatingly hideous mask. I don't know who makes it, folks. When I got this, that's all there was. There was no sort of shipping note from a company. There was no tags. There's nothing. There's nothing. And I can't find any sort of maker's name on it. So whether it is just a subsidiary of DC, look, I'm shooting in the breeze here. I don't know. I genuinely do not know who makes that. But whoever did a bang up job of it, because if you Google images of Death of the Family Joker, you're going to be confronted with this. As you can see, there's only one eye, one painted on eye there, allowing you the gift of vision, albeit, very constrained. But look at all this, look at the detail. Tendons and sinew stretched. Oh, and that glistening effect. It's wonderful, isn't it? The way that the flesh, this stitched back on, stuck on flesh, is peeling away. And the ruination of this flesh. Obviously, you need to speak to Leatherface about how to cure and treat his meat once applied. Yeah. And it's surprising he's still got his teeth. The amount of times he's been slugged by Batman right in the mush. Isn't it great? It's a tremendous mask. It's an unusual one though as well, in respect of I normally buy full deluxe overhead masks made out of latex. But I just saw this and I thought, that is truly wicked. Hanging on the wall. It is a rather hideous, wall decoration. But yeah, okay, I hear you. Might actually go with the hair as well. What a dance, bats. Why so serious? It's only breakfast. Now, whilst wearing this, there's a definite similarity to Saw, isn't there? You can see that there going on. And I don't know when this came out, this comic book run, whether this came out before Saw. I don't know. I don't know how old it is. I just know of it. A kiss? No? How about a tongue then? Life is but a dream. La 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 la. Yes. You seem to develop a rather warped sense of humour behind this. But yeah, I just thought I'd show you this. Because this is breakfast time. I have a full day's work ahead of me. So I thought, yeah, what the hell. By the way, folks, if you saw the video the other day of the Nosferatu mask, you'll know that another delivery arrived whilst I was filming that, and it was another mask. It wasn't this one, although it is Batman related, but it's not a very good mask, so I don't know if I'm going to bother showing you it. But it's not to do with the Joker, but it kind of reminded me, oh, you have got this one, you know, and I've never showed anyone, so I've had this for quite some time, but over the year certainly, and it is. Look at it. Oh. I can see you. Oh, now I can't. Oh. But yeah. And I love the fact that you've got a bit of variation in the shading as well. You know, it kind of like, it's not quite as bloody. It's just the actual raw sinew and tendon stretched. But yeah. I don't recall it being that expensive. I'm sure it's still available, this mask. I'm pretty certain that the actual collector's set with the latex one is available as well with the comic book. But as I say, people seem to be a little bit, they're not as fussed on that mask. And this one is getting all the plaudits. So go with this one if you can, if you want. If you don't, hey, you know. One of those things. Right. So folks, really speaking, I'm going to have to depart and go and keep the nation safe again. Why does the world keep falling into disarray and turmoil, and then I've got to go and step into the breach and go and smooth over all the cracks again? Why does it fall down to me? Because really, I don't care. Yeah. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, just introduce a little anarchy and watch the world burn. No, folks, truth, honour, justice, it's the only way. Oh, and wear a kilt as well. And I have on the McLeod hunting today, because it's that kind of day. Folks, in the meantime, and indeed the in-between time, from me and this comedian here, take it easy, keep it kilted, keep it Celtic, and I'm going to see you all later.